I know this team camp has become tradition, but I saw the post and I saw what you texted me about, wanting to add Mark Hardin's name onto it. Just what did he mean to the basketball community around here?
I think that's the thing is, for years and years and years we took Mark for granted, but he just did so much, not just on the court, that you saw on Tuesday and Friday nights as a football and basketball official, but just so much in developing relationships and rapport for coaches, for players, but mainly just coaches and officials, kind of joining and trying to make this game best that it could be. And then also one thing that Mark did is he started doing these clinics for coaches, to explain rule changes, and then he'd go even as far as coming into schools for free on his own time and talking with teams and players about these rule changes. And so it he was just a special guy that leaves a void that I don't know that we can ever fill.
How cool is it also to add the scholarship aspect of this too, just kind of what went into creating that as well?
Yeah, well, it's just, it was, last November was tough on all of us, and just kind of been tugging at my heart as a way that maybe that we could, keep his name alive and keep his legacy going. And I thought, what better way than, if there's an official out there that either works this camp or works in one of the Northeast Arkansas conferences, that if they have a senior who's going to school, that that we could just help them out. So anything that we can do to try to give back to number one, keep Mark's legacy alive, but for two, just to try to show our appreciation for our officials, then that's something that we want to do.
Talking about the camp, I know there's a lot of work that goes into it. How special is it to get so many schools from so many communities involved in this?
Yeah, and it's funny. It started out, 20 plus years ago as a boys and girls camp together. We would play a girls game and a boys game and just kind of go back and forth back in the old Valley View days. But as it's grown and evolved, we've had teams from I think 6 states, in years past. This year I think we cover 4 states. And yeah, it's just it's become something that kind of kicks off the summer for a lot of teams, but also we try to bring in some of the best and try to compete in not just Northeast Arkansas but around the state, and we try to do our best job and having good officials and good people working. I think that's what makes people want to come back, to try to keep it organized, try to keep the games going as smooth as possible, getting better, but having really good officials.
Got to ask you about your squad after such a great year you had. This squad had last year. Just how are you feeling about the squad, like early on in summertime, building off of what you guys were able to achieve last year?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think that we have a chance to be really good. We got most everybody back, missing a couple key pieces, but I really like our team. I like our kids. The 5A East will be even better this go around than it was in 24, but we like where we're at right now in June, and I think the key to any basketball team, any basketball program is how good you get from June to November. So we're excited about that challenge, but really like our kids.
What have just been these last, couple of weeks and months been like? Moving over from Bay to West Side.
It's been different. Not been that easy, but it's been different. But I'm really enjoying where I'm at. I'm still excited about these girls. Enjoyed coming back home, the welcome everybody's given me. But it's been difficult for everybody. But right now, everybody's starting to fall into that area of they're really enjoying it. My family, my kids, my wife, myself. I just got to get these players to enjoy my style also.
Speaking of that, how beneficial is this team camp for you, just instilling, everything you want to do offensively and defensively?
Right. That's the biggest difference is no off season really. So this is our off season. So we're trying to figure out a way to incorporate our off season. This is more like practice than it is games. As you can tell, we're running kids in and out all the time, trying to trying to teach them the new way of the way we're trying to do it right now, and it's difficult for them, difficult for me. It's frustrating for everybody, but we'll get through it.
You know, speaking of, like, how much does it help, though, having girls on this roster that have had a lot of experience with Westside? You got a mix of youth and experience on this group.
Oh, yeah, we have 2 seniors that played quite a bit last year, and then we have a junior, 2 juniors that played a lot last year also. So, you know, we have experience, and we also have a young group coming up that's very athletic. So it's a good mixture. We just got to get everybody on the same page.
Last question, just by the end of the summer, kind of what are some of the things you want to accomplish by the end of the summer?
We got to be better half court defense, half court offense. We're pretty good at pressing and running and shooting. We just got to get better at the half court game. You know, every coach knows that when you get to the state tournament, you're going to see good teams, and you're going to find a team that's better than you at something. So we got to be able to play half court. We got to be able to play both ways.